So, immigrant reparations, more rhetoric coming right up. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Common Sense, Logic, and Reason. And as always, I want to say thank y'all for joining me today. So I have more rhetoric for y'all. Now, I always say that very rarely do these race hustles say anything that I haven't heard, because they all just repeat the same nonsense. But occasionally, they'll come up with something new, some new example of victimhood for black people, and so on and such. Now, however, though, with just a little research, basic research, everything they always say is always destroyed, is always refuted. And immigration reparations is also one of the latest things they've come up with. That this is definitely something new. Now, what is this immigrant reparations? Are they getting reparations that black folks aren't? Well, basically, anytime conservatives talks about, which we do all the time, how well immigrants are doing in America, and we say, well, wait a minute, if immigrants are able to do this in America, then why aren't these FBAs, Foundation of Black Americans, able to do the same? You know, what are they doing that black folks aren't? And what can FBAs look at these people and see what they're doing? Now, the response that you would get from blacks, because they will defend the race narrative to the end. These FBAs, they're so brainwashed by race, they would take it to their grave. The response you get from them is that, well, because immigrants come in and get reparations. Black folk, we've been here all the time. We don't get no reparations, but they're getting reparations. So what are these immigrant reparations? Are immigrants getting these handouts that black people aren't? Well, the answer to the question is no. Now, when they say immigrant reparations, what they mean is handouts. Basically, public assistance. So you have immigrants come to America. Many of the time, you know, if they come here legally or illegally, they'll come here with a lot of times with the clothes on their back, but virtually nothing. And in that regard, they qualify for public assistance, and they receive it. And it's a temporary measure to help them get back on their feet, which is what public assistance was designed for, to be a temporary measure, not a lifetime of support. But where this is nonsense is, number one, like I said, these aren't reparations. How does public assistance, government handouts, when did that become to be called reparations? That's just going to show you how far these race hustlers have to reach in order to find something to be victims about. Okay, public assistance are not reparations. They're temporary assistance while a person gets on their feet. Number one. Number two, if public assistance were reparations, then wouldn't, and these reparations are supposedly the reason why immigrants are doing so well in America, wouldn't welfare queens, black welfare queens, be the richest people on earth, or at least in America? Because a lot of them are getting public assistance and being taken care of all of their lives by the government. I mean, you have a situation where you have a woman who have multiple kids by multiple different dudes living on public assistance, never worked a day in her life, but the government is taking care of her. She have a couple of daughters. One of her daughters have a couple of kids, and she go get her own little unit. And now you have another generation of government dependence. Well, if government handouts or reparations, as they want to call it, makes people rich as a reason why immigrants are doing well, then why aren't they doing well? Again, proving that these race hustlers are idiots and they would come up with any nonsense to be victimhood. Just like you just start, at a point in time, you just start scratching your head at some of the things that they say. I mean, it's bad when handouts, when public assistance is called reparations, especially when black people receive reparations, and we receive them at a higher rate than which white people do. So, like I said, these are not reparations. Handouts are not reparations. Public assistance is not reparations. It's public assistance. So the next time you hear any of these race hustlers cry about Immigrant Reparations? Well, now you know, and knowing is half the battle. And as always, 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 y'all, until next time.